Welcome back, students. Today let us revise the important points about the inflorescence and flower. Kindly watch it. So what is meant by inflorescence? The arrangement and grouping of flowers is termed as inflorescence. And there are three types. Actually, a solitary flower is a single flower, and there are two types of inflorescence, namely cymose and racemose. So the racemose pattern, it is given in the first diagram. So here there is a continuous growth and it is of acropetal succession. So what is meant by acropetal succession? The new flowers and the buds are at the top. So the young ones are at the top and the older flowers are at the bottom. This type of arrangement is known as racemose inflorescence. So these are the special types of racemose inflorescence. So you can see the different images and these are the different types. So all this, so the new flowers are at the top and the older flower at the bottom. So the different types of racemose inflorescence are raceme. So the first image is raceme and the second one is spike, third is spikelet and fourth one is catkin. So hanging flowers, catkin and spadix. You can see in the banana flower and all spadix. It is enclosed in a sheath and the next one is corym. So all the flowers will end in a same line. So but the younger flowers are at the top. So the older flowers will be long and they will meet in a same line. So this type of arrangement is known as corym. And here umbel. Umbel means it looks like umbrella. So umbrella like pattern. So young flowers at the tip and the older flowers are at the sides. So umbel type. And the next one is capitulum. It is otherwise called as head. So all the small flowers will be in the center and older flowers will be at the periphery. So this type of arrangement is known as capitulum. So these are the special types of racemose inflorescence. And the next one is cymose inflorescence. Here there is a limited growth, that is the main stem, it does not ends in a terminal bud, so it is of it ends in a terminal bud. So it is having a limited growth and it is having a basipetal succession, that is the new flowers and buds are at the bottom. So here you can find the new flower at the bottom and the old flowers are at the top. So you can view in jasmine. So this type of cymose inflorescence. And there are different types of cymose inflorescence, namely cyathium, verticillaster, thyrsus, hypantodium and cynanthium. So these five types are of cymose inflorescence. So the images are given. So the first one is cyathium. So the older flower is at the top, new flowers are at the bottom. So this is also the second image, it is also the cyathium, and the next one is, next image, second image is verticillaster. So the verticillaster, so the flowers will look like this, the bunch of flowers, and the third one is thyrsus. So thyrsus, it can be seen in oxymum, tulasi plant and all, you can view this type of thyrsus. And the next one is hypantodium. It will be like this, and the next image is cynanthium. So these are the different types of cymose inflorescence. And next we will come to the flower. So flower is defined as a modified shoot and it shows pedicel, thalamus or receptacle. So in the image you can see the parts of the flower. The petals are otherwise called as corolla and the stamens are said to be androecium and the sepals, it is otherwise green colored part, it is otherwise called as calyx. Sepal, these are called as sepals and this one is calyx and these are all said to be the floral whorls. Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Stamens are said to be the androecium and ovary is said to be gynoecium. So these, what are all the floral whorls? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium are the floral whorls and they are arranged in a thalamus or receptacle. So this one is aestivation. So the arrangement of the sepals and petals in the flower bud is said to be aestivation and there are four kinds of aestivation, namely valvate. So first one, valvate, you can see the petals or sepals are just touch each other. So the first image indicates the valvate type of estivation. Whereas in the second diagram, you can see the twisted. So all the petals or sepals, they are arranged in a twisted manner. So it is called as twisted type of estivation. And third one, it is termed as imbricate. Imbricate means one petal or sepals are enclosed, and it is surrounded by two more petals or sepals, and one is other two petals are arranged in a twisted manner. So this type of arrangement is called as imbricate. And the next one is papilionaceous. So it is of butterfly arrangement, and the two innermost petals are known as keel petals. So it is enclosed by two more petals, and the two petals are again enclosed by a large petal. So this will give you a butterfly arrangement, and we will see the examples in which type of plants these estivations are present. So these are the examples for estivation. So the valvate type of estivation you can see in Calotropis. And in lady's finger, cotton and China rose, you can have the twisted type of estivation. So in order to remember, just imagine that a lady is wearing a cotton saree and wearing a China rose. So always these three examples will come commonly in many examples, many terms and all. So lady's finger, cotton and China rose, these three are the examples for twisted estivation. And in imbricate estivation, you can see in the flower cassia. Cassia flower, you can see the imbricate estivation. So one petal is enclosing the other two, and these two petals are enclosing the two small petals. And the next one is in peas and bean plant, you are having the vexillary. Papilionaceous is otherwise called as vexillary. Vexillary type of estivation is called as butterfly type of arrangement. So you can see in the second diagram, peas and beans. And next one, what is meant by androecium? The male part is said to be the androecium. So there are two types, namely epipetalous and epiphyllous. So epipetalous means it is a condition when the stamens of the flower are fused with petals. So you can see this in the sunflower and brinjal plant. So the first image is of epipetalous type. So that means the stamens are fused with petals. You can see the yellow colored stamens are fused with the violet colored petals. And the second one is epiphyllous or epitepalous. Tepalous means tepals are similar to sepals, and it is neither a sepals nor a petal, but it looks like them. So these special structures are called as tepals, and the stamens attached to the tepals are said to be epiphyllous or epitepalous. So example is the lily flower and asparagus. And next one, the stamens are arranged in bundles. So the arrangement, such arrangement is called as delphus. So if all the stamens are arranged in a single bundle, it is termed to be monodelphous. Example, China rose. So you can see the first diagram, and in the second diagram you can see one stamen is free and the remaining other stamens are united together. So it is said to be diadelphous. It occurs in two bundles. Example, pea plant. And the third diagram is polyadelphous. That means many bundles are seen together. So it can be seen in citrus plant. So these are the different types of bundles arrangement of the stamen. So monodelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous. And sometimes the stamens are sterile. So if they are sterile, they are called as staminodes. And next we will come to the gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female part of the flower, and there are two types of ovary. Gynoecium is otherwise called as ovary, and there are two types of ovaries, namely apocarpus. When the carpels are free, it is said to be apocarpus. So it can be seen in lotus. So here you can view the free carpels in case of this flower. And syncarpus means all the carpels are fused together. So you can see the green part, all are fused together. So if the fused carpels are present, means they are said to be syncarpus, and it is seen in citrus plant. So apocarpus example is lotus, and syncarpus is example is citrus. And next we will come to the arrangement of ovules. So there are 5 types of ovules. Ovules will become as seeds. So the arrangement of ovules is said to be placentation. So the first one, the ovules are arranged at the margin of the ovaries. So it is said to be marginal placentation. And when the ovules are arranged in the center part, it is said to be axial placentation. And the next one is parietal. So two ovules are arranged at the margins in a round circle manner. So it is said to be parietal placentation. And the next one, all the ovules are arranged in the central part without any margins. So they are free central placentation. And the next one is basal placentation. So these are the 5 types of placentation. So with this, this topic is over, and kindly share and subscribe for the next chapters. Keep watching, and in the next session we will complete the portion morphology and anatomy of flowering plants. Thank you.